want to customize your ribbon. I already have it selected. If you do not, all you have to do is go from popular commands to all commands and scroll down to developer. Mine won't be there because I already have it selected. Where's the last one? DEV. DLSDE. That's the last one. Developer would be right underneath design mode. All you have to do is developer would be in this list. If you click on developer, click add, move it into the main tabs, and then click OK. You should have developer pop up in your menu items. I think there's another way to do it. I kind of remember Bruce saying, or not Bruce, Jim saying that, oh yeah, I went through, create a macro, and I don't know. This is the way I know how to do it. So now you have the developer tab. I'm going to click Visual Basic. And if you click on this workbook, which is where I created my code, this is where my code is. The way that you tab through my code, hang on, let me shorten this to so that only that and that is available. This is what I want to present to the user. This screen right here. Pretty much nothing other than this screen. If I knew how to create forms, I could have done it that way, but let's just go with what we have. If you go into the actual code, I try to put as many notes in here so that my code can almost self-explain itself. Allow myself to introduce myself. Well, sorry, I went off into the weeds. I don't have a good memory. I know I don't have a good memory. So if I have to look at this code 3 years from now, 6 years from now, 15 years from now, I want to be told what my thought process was. So, yeah, I'm still off in the weeds. Generate report number. All I want to do is figure out how to generate a new report number. Let's start off with the very first command. I wrote code, and the process of this code is to create a unique number. Can't fucking read. Create a unique number based off today's date with a suffix of -01, -02, -03. My input is whatever today's date is. Today's date is... Dude, really? February 17th. And that's going to give me 20220217-01-02-03, so on and so on. The way that you run this code is all you have to do is click anywhere within this entire subroutine and press F8 if you're on a desktop, and then just press F8. So I want to run this, the subroutine generate report number, rep number. All I'm doing here is storing the active sheet name before it changes in case I have to change to the consolidated worksheet. Sorry. Press F8. I want to initialize my workbook locals, so I'm going to make iCount equal to 0. iCount is the times reject number is found in the column. I want to make report number as a string. This is just a character string. And I have to make it a string because it has numbers and letters. Press F8. I want to get today's date. Whatever today's date is, format it as year, 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 month, month, date, date, day, day. Excuse me. One of the things that you can do is you can actually highlight, if you take your cursor and you move it right over that variable, it'll tell you what that variable is equal to. Today's date is February 17th, 2022, so that's what this variable report number is equal to. The next thing I want to do is I want to go through I want to create a worksheet function, and I want to count if in this particular worksheet consolidated data, I want to go through the range of AA, which is the equivalent of just clicking this entire column. I only want you to increment a counter if today's date happens to show up in that counter. This star in front and behind is a wildcard that will accept any value before and after the report number. And all I want to do is count the number of instances that today's date 2022-02-17 occurs within this column. I'm going to press F8. So I'm going to say if my I count, so let me take a step back. This is going to count the number of times that today's date shows up in this column. It does not at all. And now I'm going to say if the I count is greater than 9, I want to do something else. It's not, so I'm going to skip right over that. And I'm going to select the case because my I count is equal to 0. I don't have today's date, so that's why it's equal to 0. So I'm going to start a value. Starting value should be the year, 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 month, month, date, date, -01. That's what my starting value should be. So if my case is 0, 0, if my case is 0, I want you to make this rep number, this variable, equal to the variable and a dash and 0, 1, because that's going to be my first data set. Software counts as 0 as your starting point. Regular people count 1 as your starting point. Click F8. And now my rep number should be equal to 2022-02-17-01 because today is my first entry of a new generated report number. I'm going to click F8. And now all I want to do is take this rep number, this variable that I set all of these cases and all kinds of logic equal to, and I want to take that logic, or that variable, sorry, this variable, and I'll make the worksheet defect data, which I believe is this one. I want the range G1, so G1 right here, G1, and I want to make that value equal to whatever this variable is. So now if I click F8, boom. Now it just wrote that value into the cell value of G1, which is today's date, 2022-02-17-01.